Hey, Dawood, what's going on? Everybody leave a comment if you're here, and we'll do a raffle. Whoever gets picked twice gets to choose a ticker. I'll do a DCF on that ticker. And if you want to donate, I'll do a DCF for anybody who donates also. So just say something in the chat so I know you're here, so I can put your name on a raffle. How does everybody like my new format? I know some people don't like it because it's shorter and there's less information. Hey Chris, what's up? Savvy. I'm just trying something different. I wasn't feeling like I was getting enough views for the amount of time I put in for each video. And I thought maybe they were too long. Maybe now, especially with video shorts getting so popular, maybe I'll do more videos, but shorter. And I do have to admit, like, I was procrastinating some days not doing a video because I felt like I was running a marathon. It takes like a good 5 hours to put together a 20-minute video between preparing it and then shooting it, editing it. And when I did the long videos, the 20-minute plus videos, it takes a long time to prepare because I have to go through the 10K and get a lot of info to talk about. And most people seem to only want to watch the part where I show the results of the model. A lot of the other parts aren't watched as much. So it's I don't really have a preference. I mean, I do learn more. The longer videos, I do learn more. I do learn something. Like the short videos, I'm not really learning anything. It's more just kind of explaining, like just talking about it, the basic stuff. So it's kind of like if you wanted to, like I just did a video on Micron technology. So if you wanted to do a little research on Micron, you would go to like whatever websites you go to, look at their stock price chart. Hopefully my video just lets you just watch and get that same info without having to do it yourself. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just so hard to grow and to make money on your YouTube channel. It's, not many people can do it. And I think I've just accepted the fact that I'm probably never gonna make enough money to live on from YouTube, which is fine, I guess. It would be cool to just put my time into this and not worry about other things. But, so yeah, leave a comment if you're here and we'll do a raffle. And if you want to donate at least $5, and I'll do a live DCF of whatever ticker you want. Simply for fun. Thanks for listening while driving. So it seems like a lot of stocks are overvalued these days. So right now I'm working on a lot of like, I think what's the easiest for me is to pick an industry. Right now I'm doing semiconductors. So I'll show you. So I'm just gonna, maybe for like a week, do 2 videos a day on a certain industry. So I did NVIDIA. I did. I think I released NVIDIA. That's been released already. Uh, AMD. I shot a video that should be released tonight. I did Intel already, like a week or 2 ago. I did Micron. I just finished that right before I got on this live. That'll be released tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Have you thought about doing one on SQM? I'm not familiar with those tickers, but leave a comment in one of the videos, and I'll try to do that. Okay. I hope you got Zim at a good price, because the problem with Zim is it got real high, and if you bought it when it was real high, you're probably not going to make any money. But if you got it at a good price point, you should make your money back with just the dividends alone. I watch every video. Thank you. That's really nice. That helps a lot. I know people say they watch every video, but I don't know how, because I don't get that many views. Like, if I get 1,000 views, that's kind of like the goal for a video, to hit 1,000 views, which is nothing really, because a lot of other finance YouTubers get like 10,000 or maybe even 100,000 each video. SQM is a lithium miner. Liberty TripAdvisor. Liberty Trip. Is that the same as TripAdvisor? Is that, or is Liberty TripAdvisor a different company? I know you're British, so are these British companies? Oh. Liberty TripAdvisor. Okay, yeah, I'll check those out. Yeah, it's hard to know what, you know. I try to do videos that I think will get a lot of views. I used to do videos just whatever people suggested. So maybe I should start going back to doing videos of not well-known companies. Because I think that also helped me a little bit, because I did videos on companies that not many other YouTubers did videos on. So if you wanted to learn about a particular company, I was like one of the only people who had a video on them. So now that I do 2 a day now, maybe I'll have more opportunity to do more kind of like unknown kind of companies. And it is interesting looking at companies that aren't too well known, especially when you find a company that looks like that's really profitable, that not a lot of people are buying. Yeah, like there's 62 semiconductor companies. So I'm just going to do like maybe 10 or so. Like every week I'll switch in a different industry. But I mean, if this model works, because I could probably get a video done in an hour, which is really fast. That's from like setting up the Excel file to shooting it, editing it from beginning to end, I could do it about an hour. Khaled, no, I'm Scott, not Max. But hi, Khaled. Um, hmm. That's my dry humor. Obviously, I know what he meant. That's a good idea. I should do Hi Max also. That's a good company to do. Okay. The most generous person, my most generous subscriber, Khaled from Amsterdam. Hi, Max. All these semiconductor companies are really overvalued. It seems like most stocks are overvalued these days. Really high whacks. Review by a trigger indicator after they've dropped so much. Hidden EMA, overbought, oversold, whatever. Just it would help decide. Oh, and also people. Mad Max. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I feel like I tried everything on this channel. Yeah, I try to do. I try to like. I look at. I was doing videos of what had a lot of buying activity. Like if a stock had a lot of buying activity, I would do videos on that stock. And of course, I did videos on my subscriber request. I also did videos on what I thought other YouTubers got a lot of views on. I tried everything, and there was a time I thought the channel I was gonna stop because at one point I was making like $70 a day, and my goal to just at least to live, the bare bones to live, pay rent, to eat was like 100 a day. So I was almost at that point. But then it seems like when the market crashes, the views go down pretty dramatically. But thanks for the suggestion. Yeah, I think it's just I'm not that dynamic. Like you got to be super like outgoing, or you got to be kind of. I just think I don't have a good personality for YouTube. I mean, I'm not trying to get sympathy or anything, but I get it. I get it. I'm a little like kind of mundane, like what's the word? What am I trying to think of? This is interesting. Wow, it's almost exactly trading where it should be. High Max. I always feel good with when the model gives me a value where they're within a decent range of what they're trading at. It makes me feel like the model is reliable. Let's see. Simply Wall Street's at about $8. I'm at 716, and then the average. There's 4 analysts, and they're at $8. So we're all in pretty much the same range. Let's look at the chart just to see the max chart, the high max chart. Okay. So in 2014, well, it got really low in 2019. It was like down under $2. It was on $2, and they were paying a dividend, and then they stopped. Not from COVID, just I think sales were weak, so they stopped their dividend. They did bring it back, and it was under 3 just 3 years ago. Well, even less than 3 years ago. No, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Then it got over 15, which was a bit inflated. I mean, at least according to my model. It did dip below 5 a few months ago. But I do like Himax. I remember looking at last time I did a video. That is concerning. But a lot of semiconductor companies, even NVIDIA, which is the largest semiconductor company in the world, like they're flat year over year. See, their revenue is almost exactly flat, which is amazing how close it is from 2022 to 2023. So NVIDIA is flat. Himax is down because they're not nearly as big as NVIDIA. So they're down year over year. Let's look at quarter. So yeah, they're really like every quarter they went from 400 million down to 260 million. They are up quarter over quarter. So they were 213 million in 3Q 2022 and 4Q 260 million. So that's good. So they may be coming back. Thank you, simply for fun. I appreciate it. I mean, I like semiconductor companies a lot. Look at how much their operating cash flow declined. 388 million, which is huge for them. I mean, that's like almost 4 times as large as 2020. But then it came way back down. So the 82 million. So their operating cash flow is below 2020 levels. And their revenue is a lot higher in 2022 compared to 2020. But thanks for the donation. And you always donate a lot. Like you always, which is really generous. So let's do a raffle. Okay. So yeah, if you're here, let me know, because I know there's 15 people here, but only 7 people in the raffle. So let me know. So 6. I'll add 4. Cover 3. 2. Savvy. 4. Cover 3. So cover 3. Let me know what ticker. I could do a video on whatever ticker you want. So NVIDIA, it seems so overvalued. It's crazy, but like their numbers just aren't that strong anymore. Like to justify the stock price. And remember when it came down like most stocks did in 2022? Like it went from 330 down to 110. So it went down like 60, 70%. And it's coming back up, which is just nuts. But it's not just about fundamentals. It's supply and demand of the market. But I think in the long run, I don't think it can stay up there unless they grow like they have in the past, like 20, 30% each year. Seven, 6, 6362. Zim integrated shipping. Huge dividends. This company pays massive dividends. So they do mostly dry bulk shipping. They ship dry products. Dry is just like, it's not like oil. Shipping oil is like tanker ship, oil tankers. So dry bulk shipping, it could be shipping like furniture, for instance, or whatever. But I think most of the dry bulk shipping is commodities, like grain, things like that. And they've been growing a ton. Look at that dividend, 83%. This seems kind of crazy. Yeah, cars, they do ship. They ship electric vehicles, are a big thing, because it's hard to get cars from one country to another. I mean, you could drive them, but it seems kind of silly to drive the car, thousands of miles, and it's kind of risky, and you put miles in the car. You could put it in a truck that could carry 20 cars, but once again, takes a lot of time. So vessels are really good for shipping cars. I mean, ideally, you would buy cars if you were a car manufacturer. Ideally, you would manufacture cars in the same country you're selling them. So if you have, if you're a Tesla, you would, and you're selling cars, you have a dealership in California, say a Tesla dealership in California. Ideally, you'd be manufacturing the cars somewhere in the U.S. and send them to those California dealerships. And if you sell Teslas in Mexico, you would do manufacturing in Mexico. But it doesn't always work out that way. So it just seems so undervalued because of their growth. Let's just make it a little more let's lower these numbers a little just to see if we can. But even if we take the worst case scenario, they're still trading really low, a lot lower than they should be. So it's, but a lot of times the market is, the market's really forward thinking, right? Because people invest for the future, not the past, even though you use the past to figure out if you want to invest. So this indicates that investors don't feel the stock is worth what the past financials indicate. It's trading at $19. So it's a lot. Shipping rates are really kind of like the determining factor of companies like this. If shipping rates go up a ton, then this company is going to make a lot of money, like it did. Um, it's a pretty new company. It IPO'd in the beginning of 2021, but it shot up so fast to over $80. But shipping rates were really high in 2021. Pretty much all shipping companies were making tons of money. Wait. What's another good shipping company to compare them to? Let's see. Yes, Starbulk, is that a good one? That Starbulk was. It looks flat next to Zim because Zim had such a big jump off the start. But that happens a lot when a company IPOs. Sometimes the stock gets driven up really fast. So it's obviously a lot of volatility. So like, look at that beta, a 2 beta. So it moves twice the market. Like SBLK, it's probably closer to 1. It's 1. But they were growing. Like, look at their numbers. They went from 4 billion to 10 billion to 13 billion. They were bringing a ton of, and look at that cash flow. It was under 1 billion. So it was 5 times, actually 6 times 2020's level. So they had so much cash flow. But 2022 was also a great year. That's why they were paying. The dividend, it was almost no risk, right? You got all your money back in dividends. Thank you, tiny little imp. Yeah, it's not easy being an introvert like us. You just kind of have to ignore what's in your head and just put yourself out there. But if anybody wants a DCF, just you can donate for DCF, or I could do another raffle. Tiny little. Is anybody else here that I missed? So there could be a big crash, right? Everybody's talking about the market we're headed for the worst in the like the next recession is going to be worse than the Great Depression. The next crash. But they've been saying that for a long time now, right? Okay, one. Dawood. But if I do get more views doing the short videos at 2 a day, it doesn't take that long. I can easily do 3 a day because the amount of time it was taking me to do the one video, I could probably do 4 a day with the amount of time I was spending with the one video. Saudi trading oil in Yuan sparks fears of BRIC nations coming off the US dollar. Six, Khaled. 7, Mad Max. 8, Tiny Little. 3, everybody's getting picked. Mad Max. So Mad Max, if you're here, just pick a ticker and I'll do a DCF. Please add me to the drawing. Yeah, you're on it. You're number 9. But yeah, so any big price movements the other day? Lyft. Does anybody invest in Lyft or Uber? They did get a lot of hype. Do you think India growing will be a tailwind? Yeah, I mean, you would think so, right? I mean, India is just the second largest country, second most populated country. So there's a lot of people, and it's a lot of users, because outside the US, Meta has a lot of a majority of the country outside the US uses Meta. US too, like half of the United States people use Meta or have used it. Wait, there's more people in India than China? No, that can't be. Is it? Oh my God. I didn't even know that. I guess I just assumed. I never even I guess they're doing a good job at cutting. Do they still do that in China where you can only have one kid? Or you get because I know that kept the population at bay. I guess that did the trick. US is number 3. But would it be number 3? But we do have a lot of people. We're the 3rd most populated, and we're the third largest country, right, in terms of land size, or fourth? Agav, what's up? Well, in terms of land size, Russia is number one. Oh, and then we're number two, right? Oh, it's right here. China. Oh no, so China's number two. We're number three. So we're the third most populated and the third largest in terms of area. Yeah, Russia's huge. That's interesting. All right, Canada's bigger than the United States, right? So US is fourth. Okay. Oh, we're bigger than China. We're almost exactly the same size as China. But okay. So Russia, Canada. Yeah, I knew Canada. I don't know. I just right Canada. But Canada is like, like 90% of the area you can't even live on. It's just frozen like tundra, right? But it's still part of the country, I guess. Yeah, Brazil, India. Well, India really has them packed in there, right? The most people, and I don't know. I'm a little concerned about Meta. I mean, I really hope they can continue growing and developing products, but they've really taken a dive. They got low. They got below 100. I think they should come back, but I was worried about the metaverse not working, and it's not really working. But they still, I mean, they put so much into the metaverse, 31 billion of capex, most of that to metaverse, but they still generate a lot of cash flow. So if they don't invest so much into the metaverse in 2023, they should be back to like 30 plus billion of free cash flow. But with Instagram, I think they have kind of like a pretty good stranglehold on the older generation and the newer generation. And WhatsApp is also Meta, right? Yeah, WhatsApp also. So Instagram, that's considered one of the best acquisitions ever. Instagram. How much did they paid for it? They paid 1 billion for Instagram. And it's probably worth, I don't know how much now. Like 50 billion. Para. Wait, didn't you commented about that, right? Para? 15 billion market cap. It's a pretty new company. I mean, it's only been it IPO'd pretty recently. Wow, it really shot up March 2021, which was after COVID. That's a crazy. What happened? Why did it jump up so much? It was like pretty much flat since it IPO'd, except for this, like 1 month or 2 months. They pay a 4% dividend too. Revenue is not really growing, which it is a bit concerning. They are generating positive operating cash flow, although it's getting a lot worse. This is that's Paramount Pictures. That's what Paramount Global is? The movie studio? Oh, Bill Wong. Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's around the time Bill Wong was doing his thing. He did well. There was other that was a good video. If you guys want to understand about like total return swaps. That's a crazy story. He lost like $30 million in like a day, right? He levered up so much through these investment banks, Nomura, Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. And he bought up so much: Viacom, Baidu, VipShop, Fartech. Those are the big ones. And I guess Paramount Global too. And what is like Viacom, Baidu, VipShop? What the fuck? What is it? That's annoying. There must be a quicker way to do this. The video explains it. This is a good visual. Wait, Viacom, CBS. Why is not? Is that not? This doesn't look as aggressive. So he bought. What he did, he would do these total return swaps. So say he wanted to buy $100 million of this company. And he was buying like big amounts, like that type of dollar amount, like $100 million. He would go to the bank, but he would only have to put up like 10 million. And the bank, like Goldman Sachs, would buy the $100 million. And then he'd have to ask, he'd have to pay them a fee, say $1 million or something, for putting up 90 million. So he would only have to spend $11 million to control $100 million of this company. He would only have to put up 10% of it, plus give a fee to Goldman Sachs for the risk of them putting up their money. And then he would keep going to different investment banks like Nomura, Credit Suisse, and do the same thing. He would say, I want to buy 100 million of this company, and I'll put up a $10 million. I'll buy 10 million. So these companies just kept doing that. And then nobody knew it was Bill Wong behind it. So they saw Goldman Sachs buy these huge blocks of a company like Paramount Global. So people started buying it also because, wow, Goldman Sachs is putting all their money into it. Then they see Morgan Stanley buys 100 million, Nomura buys a couple 100 million, and then the price. So then everybody jumps on a bandwagon, and then if there's any like decline in price at any point, these banks need money. Like say the last bank, I mean, these earlier banks, it's no problem, but say the last bank Bill Wong went to, he asked for $100 million and he would only put up 10%. And if the stock started coming down a little bit, then the bank would need the money from Bill Wong, because the bank put up $90 million. And if the value of his investment went down to 80 million, then the bank would need 10 million from Bill Wong just to kind of shore up his investment. But Bill Wong didn't have the money because he had it all tied up with these other banks. So like, say Morgan Stanley was the last bank he did this trade with, the $100 million trade. Then they would sell off the entire stake, their entire investment, to recoup what they put into it. And then it would be like a whole domino effect. Once one bank sold off, then another bank sold off, then they just kept selling off. And you see how fast it came crumbling down. You see all this selling. It's clear in the video because I have more time to kind of prepare when I'm saying it. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it that well right now. But did anybody get that? How total return swaps work? It's kind of like if you buy a stock. A good example is real estate. If you're a real estate investor and you buy a home, you want to buy a home for $1 million, but you only put $100,000 down. So, and the bank covers you for the other 90%. So you put $100,000 down and the bank puts up $900,000, then you get access to the house and then you can rent it out or do whatever you want with it. And if you keep doing that, you keep borrowing, you put 10% down or whatever, 20% down. Usually it's 20%. And you keep doing that, you keep levering up, and everything is fine. But once you get to this point, and these last 5 or 6 homes you buy, and the market starts to come down a little bit, then you have no money left because you didn't leave cash in case something happens, a bad thing happens. And then once you have to sell a home, or the mortgage, you can't afford to pay the monthly payment on the mortgage, then you're forced into foreclosure, and it's kind of like a domino effect. It's fine to use leverage. You just don't want to go overboard where you never have cash in case something bad happens. But as long as everything keeps going up, you never have to worry. Kind of like a Ponzi scheme. But once there's kind of like something happens, like there's like the market starts to go down a little bit, or any bad thing that happens when you need money, if you usually don't have much, and then things just come crashing down. So things go up a lot slower than they come down. That's why bull markets can be like a year or two of bull market, and a bear market, well, I'll show you right now, is usually a lot faster. Like a bear market could be like 2 months, and the market goes down 50%. A bull market could be 6 years, and the market goes up 50%. It takes a lot longer for stocks to go up than they ought to go down. Yeah, like 2002, and then this peak here in 2007. So 5 years it took to build from here to here. And then from 2007, then about 1 year it took to get back down there. So you see, the bear markets are fast, and the bull market is a slow run up. Like this is kind of like the I guess the what's that called again? Okay, I did a video on that, bulls and bear markets. Like the average, I don't forgot what it was. The average length of a bear market is 10 months, and the average length of a bull market is 3 years. So it could be 3 years to go up 50%, and then 10 months to go down 50%. It's usually real slow going up, and then the going down is just it crashes. So, but the market overall, it goes up. So it's not like it comes back down to where it was in the very beginning. It does have a floor. I think that's what I was trying to think of. Like this is probably the floor where it was March 2020. So it goes. So it's never to get back to that level again. But if you invested in 97, so 5 years, it didn't go anywhere. It went all the way up here and down here, and then came all the way up here, down here. when you bring it out, I don't think it's probably not going to come back down to below this level, but it's very kind of like that's why it's a long-term game. Buffett owns 10% of Paramount Global. Okay, so if anybody wants to donate for DCF, Mad Max, you won, but you never. Paramount is Viacom, right? Of course, that's what I was thinking. Okay, well, thanks for joining, and I'm doing semiconductors for the next few days, so 2 videos a day, and then hope maybe I could do 3 videos a day if I get enough views on the shorter videos, because it doesn't take that long to do a video. Okay, thanks for joining. I'll talk to you guys later.